The Human Seasons by John Keats. John Keats was an English Romantic poet and was one of the main figures among the Romantic poets. He was born in the year 1795 and died at a very young age due to tuberculosis in the year 1821. Keats had an unsettled childhood. He did not have a very happy childhood. His father died when he was just 9, and his mother remarried soon after, so he and his siblings had to live with their grandmother in North London. At 16, he trained to be a surgeon, and 4 years later, he completed the course and was qualified to be a surgeon. But he gave up medicine so that he could devote his time entirely to writing. John Keats wrote The Human Seasons at Teignmouth and enclosed it in a letter to Benjamin Bailey, his friend, on the 13th of March 1818. This poem is a sonnet. It has one stanza with 14 lines and has a rhyme scheme of A B A B C D C D E F E F G G. In this poem, John Keats speaks of the different emotions and stages of man. He compares the human life with the 4 seasons we experience in a year. The 4 seasons in order are spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The season spring has been compared to childhood. The summer season has been compared to adulthood. The autumn season has been compared to middle age, and winter season has been compared to old age. Now, let's discuss the poem in detail. 4 seasons fill the measure of the year. There are 4 seasons in the mind of man. Just as there are 4 seasons in the year, there are also 4 seasons in the natural cycle of the human life. He has his lusty spring when fancy clear takes in all beauty with an easy span. The first season the poet brings out in this poem is spring. Spring is the season when seed starts to germinate and new leaves shoot up from the branches of the trees. The birds and animals also enjoy this season as everything appears to be green and beautiful, but it is very short. The poet compares spring to the first period of our life, that is childhood. Spring is being described as lusty or passionate by the poet, because during the spring of our life or childhood, we are healthy, we are strong and carefree. Our mind is clear and we live our life without any worry. But time passes by very quickly in this stage, just like the season spring. He has his summer when luxuriously springs honeyed-cut of youthful thoughts he loves to ruminate. Next comes summer. Just as it is the season when people love to enjoy outdoors, when fruits and crops starts to mature, the poet has rightly compared summer to adulthood. An adult at this stage enjoys the luxury of life. An adult enjoys the comfort of life. The poet describes this stage as the best time of our lives. We are still young, but as Keats mentions, we ruminate thoughts. That means at this stage we love to recall the sweet memories, the honeycut of our childhood days with a pleasant mood. And by such dreaming high is nearest unto heaven quiet coughs. It is the stage when we love to dream big. It is the stage when we make great plans for our future. And by dreaming of such things, the poet says, we are nearest unto heaven. And he also uses the word quiet coughs to express the feeling of joy and happiness in this stage. His soul has in its autumn, when his wings he furled close. The next stage after summer comes autumn. Autumn is a season when the green leaf starts to turn yellow and starts to fall. It is a season of harvest, and the poet has compared autumn to the middle age or maturity age. It is a stage when the body starts to be less active. Our life or our wings starts to close and doesn't function as vibrantly as it used to. Contented so to look on mist of idleness, to let fair things pass by unheeded as a threshold brook. In this stage, a middle aged person is unaffected by the world. He looks satisfied or contented with his life. It is the age where a person seeks for spiritual experience and quietness. He no longer participates in every activity around him and is satisfied to let things pass by. The poet uses the phrase threshold brook, which implies unimportant or abstract things. He simply wants to say that a middle-aged person don't focus much on such things like the threshold brook. He has his winter too of pale misfeature, or else he would forego his mortal nature. The last season is winter, and the poet has compared this season to old age. Just as in the winter season the leaves become pale and dry, during old age our physical appearance also change. A person is no longer vibrant and young. His skin becomes wrinkled, his hair turns white just like the snow that falls on the ground during winter. A person in this stage has no energy to do the things he could do in the previous years. Just as everything withers and dies during winter, an old aged person is also ready to die in this stage. Since man is a mortal being, he admits the fact that he cannot prolong his life, so he patiently waits for death.